my god! I haven't filmed in so long, but I'm finally home. I posted the balcony video and then I've been away for 2 weeks for filming for my day job, which we will get into. So many of you had a million questions about my day job. But yeah, I'm finally home and I'm finally gonna film this Q&A. I've been so excited. I got so many questions. I genuinely was like, I'm gonna get like 3 questions and probably not do it, but I got so many and I'm so like thankful that you guys care about me and are curious about me. And also, I got a few requests for this hair tutorial in my bathroom makeover video, which is almost at 100k. I'm freaking out. I am going to do it like brain rot, Reddit story, Subway Surfers type shit. I tried to do it at the same time and I couldn't concentrate long enough. So I got ready first. Solar opposites, baby. I don't have as much hair as I did back then because I cut my hair. Yeah. Also, I do have shorter bangs now. So let's get into answering some questions. Mort MXP. First of all, said me and my girlfriend are loving your videos. So cute, thank you. And then he asked, how did it feel when my video blew up and I got monetized? Well, let me show you how I felt. I was actually at a work event freaking out because my video had gotten like over 1,000 views, which had only happened one time before, and it happened like pretty much overnight because at first I got 200 views-ish, which was very normal for me at the time. It was like 3 months ago. Crazy to be talking about this, but yeah, the video had been up for I think a couple of days, and then during that night I think it came up to like 6k. So I just like kept checking my YouTube studios and I was probably pretty annoying, but luckily I always work with pretty much the same people. So yeah, they were just like happy for me. I honestly got like really touched. I would what? It's been a goal of mine for so long. Like YouTube is my dream job. I love making videos. The fact that people love my videos that much is just like, I'm getting a little bit teary-eyed. But yeah, it meant fucking everything to me to be monetized. Thank you. Now on to my job, because people ask so many questions, which I totally get because I talk about it quite a lot without really elaborating what I do. I thought this was so funny. Crazy Potato. Not the name. Well, the name is funny too. 6511 asked, girl, what do you do for work? The random job anecdotes are killing me. Let me read a couple of questions and then I will answer. I'm gonna butcher all of these names. I'm so sorry. Enes55 asked, can you share something about your work life? Watching your work series on YouTube was so much fun. And what have you been up to since then? How is your career progressing? And what kind of unusual stuff were you part of? And Moda78Z asked, you were in a reality show and a movie. Please do tell. So yeah, there were a bunch of questions like that. And also about my education and how I got here, but I'll talk about that after. My job is, I'm not in front of the camera. I'm not in movies and TV shows. I make them in the production. Like Eni 55 said, I started out doing YouTube by having like a come to work with me series. I think probably the first year it was the only thing I posted. I got a comment the other day as well that they missed my work vlogs. Nobody watched my videos back then, so it's crazy to me that I still have some people from back then, it's like a year or 2 ago, that are still watching me now. Hi guys! Happy to have you. Individual production companies will hire me for like, sometimes it could be like 2 weeks, like my job I just did was 2 weeks, and then sometimes it will be multiple months. I think that first job I did, I really don't remember, but I think it was like 4 or maybe 5 months. The production went bankrupt in the middle of everything, so it was a while. And actually I still really like those videos, so if you're curious you can go watch those. So I'm freelance in the movie industry, but back then I did props. I was an art department assistant, so I was on set. It's called hand props, so if they needed to read a book with a bunch of handwriting, I would have to, you know, research a priest. How would his handwriting be? All the small stuff that they could kind of have in their hands. Like, I would set up their phones, and if you see somebody calling another person in a TV show or a movie, it would be like my job to call the phone and then program the phone to like have my number be whoever is calling the character. But I don't really do props anymore because now I'm kind of more more in the production department because I felt like a lot of my creative energy was being sucked out of me because I had to be super creative at work, and then I didn't really feel like making my own stuff when I got home. So that is why I kind of skewed over to more of a practical movie making standpoint. So now I just know some people, and then if they need somebody who has my skill set, they will call me. But like most of the time I'm like a runner or something. But I also sometimes take care of the extras. Also for child actors, I will sometimes take care of child actors. But yeah, most of the time my job is very easy. I just do runner stuff. Basically, in general, that people have everything that they could ever want or need. Those are the jobs I get the most, not because like I'm kind of overqualified, but I don't really care because I really like that job. I feel like most of my job is just like making sure the vibes are good on set and that everybody's happy, so I just, you know, jump around spreading good vibes. And isn't that just like the best job a person could ever want? I don't really have anything to do with all of the materials that I eventually get to bring home. It's about asking the right people if I can just take the stuff. I love my job. I really do, but the goal is still like doing mostly YouTube, and then I can just like take jobs whenever I want, kind of. So yeah, that is how my career has progressed. Oh yeah, I did some reality shows as well. Only 2, but one of them was kind of like a game show. It was also the most shit job I've ever had. And I used to vacuum asbestos. That was better. Damn. Ooh, okay. Fluffin's mom, adorable, asked me about my day job and how I got into it and some of my favorite projects. I'm not gonna lie, that first one I did, which I vlogged, it hit me like in a really special place because it was my first big fiction job. I will get into my past in a second, but yeah, I've always wanted to do fiction, and the way we lived in summer houses kind of with roommates, it was like, I don't know, it was just like my favorite experience ever. Also, I had the biggest crush on somebody, which is, you know, it always makes it more fun to go to work. Somebody who ended up having a girlfriend, but whatever. I don't know, yeah, I feel like your first big job is always going to be special to you, and when I talk to other people in the business, they say the same thing, so that definitely was my favorite, even though it was objectively kind of shit. And I was also actually pretty depressed back then, but I had a great time. Go watch the vlogs. And then also I did this TV show, the working title is Snow. I did that in, I don't know, like early summer this year. Everybody working there, it was just like going to work with my best friends every single day. I had the best freaking time. It was also that same project where we had our rap party that my video blew up and I got monetized. So that was like probably my favorite project that I've done. A couple of people asked about, yeah, my education and if I have it. I don't. I've always wanted to do movies. I used to think I wanted to be like a writer instructor kind of deal, which I mean it would be cool, but I don't have the drive to do that. I would rather do YouTube, you know? And I think I'm not depressed anymore, so I don't have that many good stories to tell. I used to be a good writer, but I don't have that passion anymore. So yeah, went to Michigan to go to high school, and then I had to come back to Denmark because my visa was expiring. Annoying. So I went to gymnasium. It's high school basically. It's a miracle I didn't get thrown out because my attendance was at I think 30% every year. I just like didn't really show, well I did show up, but I showed up late or I slept through my class, or sometimes I didn't show up. I had like the worst time in school. I also didn't know at this point that I had ADHD. They were kind of being nice to me about attendance, and also every time I got called into the counselor's office I was like just like bawling my ass out and I was like, it's not my fault. Why didn't anybody tell my parents? Like, what are we doing? Anyways, so I finally got out of school, and because I was a COVID student, I got done in 2020. I didn't have to do as many exams as I was supposed to, so thank fucking God, because otherwise I wouldn't have passed my exams. Just being honest. I'm trying to get through this not so relevant part quick, but I'm not very good at that, I guess. So yeah, I just needed to make some money after that. So I ended up working at this warehouse. I worked, I don't know, from 9 to 6 in the morning, something like that. I worked there for like a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years? Girl, I don't know. And then I went on vacation in Spain with my friends, and there was a whole big thing. I got home and I was like, okay, it's time to make some changes. Like, I'm not really happy with my life where I am right now. So I drove straight from that job that morning to my local news station and I said, give me a job. please. And they said, you're educated for nothing. We don't have a job for you. And I was just like, that's okay. I'm gonna quit my job anyways. And I have this thing where like sometimes, I'm not bipolar, but sometimes I do take like manic trips. If I'm in a particular headspace, I'm like, I need to see some mountains right now. But there are no mountains in Denmark. So I was at my fairy cliff and I was like, this is not enough for me. So I went home and packed all my bags. I did an all-nighter. And then I drove to Bornholm. It's this tiny island. It's the only place in Denmark that has like rocks. Doesn't even have mountains, but it has a little bit of mountains. So yeah, I went there. I didn't tell anybody. That's a lie. I asked my mom if I could borrow her sleeping bags. And everybody was like asking me when I was getting home, and I was like, girl, I don't know. Mind you, I was camping in October. It was very cold. This is so long. I'm trying to, okay. I was there for about a week, maybe a week and a half. And then the news station called me and I was like, hey, just kidding, actually, we do have a job for you. But it was only for a limited time. They asked me if I could be their secretary, and I was like, girl, yes, I'll take anything. I came home, started that job, and then I started going out with the reporters for like self-paid hours. I would go work with them and make like news stuff for free on my own dime. And then they basically told me about this school called Media College Denmark, and I've always been very against going to school because I had undiagnosed ADHD, so it was like the worst shit I've ever experienced. But they convinced me to go to this school so I could do the work and then they could pay me. So yeah, I applied, I got in. The way the school was set up was 6 months of like school, and then you would have to go find like an internship, basically, not unpaid or anything, working while learning. That's what I'm trying to say. And then you would kind of flip-flop back and forth between school and work. And I knew I could always go back to the news station, but just was not the path for me. I knew I wanted to do fiction, and if I went back to the news station to finish that education, I would have to be there for 4 years. 4 years. And I just like really couldn't write my life away like that. Like I would still be there now making local news if I had done that. Like, ooh, giving me the heebie-jeebies. No shade to people who do that, because like my friend ended up getting that internship, and that is like so, I'm so happy for her, and like she's happy there, but I'm just saying I would not be. We're all different and everybody has, you know, different things that they want to do. Thank God, because like news is important, but I'm not gonna be making it, girl. Okay, so yeah, I actually only did those 6 first months, and then I applied to some different production companies that did fiction, and I did get called in for interviews at like my favorite, like most wanted places where I wanted to work the most, and I got told a few times that if we could hire two, we would hire you as well. But I mean, everything happens for a reason, because if I had gotten any of those, you know, I would be working a 9 to 5. Like, sure, I would be doing like camera stuff, like, oh, by the way, the education it's very like technical, like lighting technician, camera stuff, very technical stuff. But yeah, if I had gotten that, I wouldn't have the time to do YouTube, because I would be working like literally all the time, as opposed to now where I get like a week. For example, right now I have a week off of work until my next project, and then sometimes I have like 2 months which is just like the perfect way to work for me, which I didn't know back then, but now I do. I was telling people around me, like my parents, that I don't really want to work at one of these places. I don't really want to go to the school, but I just kept applying to places because I was like, what the hell else am I supposed to do? But then, while I was working at a shoe store, I've had so many jobs, you have no idea. I've had all of them, actually. My mom's friend sent me a link to that TV show that I vlogged, that they were looking for somebody to make props, and I was like, okay, well, that's the fucking dream. I applied. I lied a little bit when I got to the interview. They were looking for somebody local, and I was like, sure, of course, I'm so local. It's like going to a job interview and they ask you if you can tap dance, and you're like, of course I can tap dance, and then you learn before you actually start your job. So that was my first job. I haven't done anything else since. I haven't gone to school. I have no plans of going to school. I don't really like people telling me what to do. Like, I get it's creative stuff, but then they give you a prompt. Girl, no, I'm not doing that. Anyways, insanely long story short, I don't have an education, basically. Well, not basically, I don't have an education. And I'm not planning on getting one. I'm also just like barely scratching the surface. You have no idea the life I've led. I feel like I've lived 1,000 lifetimes. Oh. Next question. Mrs. Lioncourt I feel like you read. Sounds like a book girl name. And if that's your real name, that's cool as fuck. She asked me how much is the price of living here generally. I live kind of in the suburbs because I'm not really that interested in living downtown. There's too many people. I would rather not look at the money going out of my account, so you know, I'm not really 100% sure how much it is. Around 4,000 Danish crowns. Yes, our money is called crowns. I mean, it's around like $600 we pay each to live here. I live very cheap for the city that I live in, and it's not even that far. Like if I hop on the train, which is right next to my apartment, I'll be in the city within 15 minutes. I think if you wanted to live like downtown, you could probably get like a studio apartment for the amount of money that I pay. Liza 123 asked me how did I get into all the home improvement stuff, and I want to get into it myself, but I don't know where to start. Girl, let me tell you, this is probably a very annoying answer, but it's mostly because of my parents. My mom is a graphic designer for a craft store, so I always kind of had supplies available. My dad is also like just the most creative person I've ever met. I definitely very much have that from him. I don't know how he knows how to do all the stuff that he does. He kind of just knows how to do everything, and if he doesn't, he just googles it and figures it out. So it's definitely because of him I have the attitude that I do today. I kind of forgot to share my point with all of this. Like, you might not have had parents like mine, but what I'm saying is they didn't actually teach me crafts necessarily. They just kind of taught me to have a positive attitude. I feel like I always talk about this, but I'm very, very passionate about the fact that so many people don't realize their own potential because they just look at something and think they can't do it. It's actually like frustrating to me that people don't have the benefit of the doubt in themselves. So please just do that. Start small, and then you will realize you can do stuff. Thank you. Maybe you could do like some of those TikTok like kind of easier DIY trends, like just to get started. If you don't feel like you're really creative enough to have your own ideas, it's totally fine and totally okay to recreate something. That's what I would do if you're starting out, and then not beat yourself up if it's not like exactly the way that it looks in the picture. And girl, I never know what I'm doing. I promise you, I never know what I'm doing, but it always seems to turn out pretty well. And I think the key as well is sometimes you just have to get your ass out of your seat and make something. That's kind of the thing. I promise you, like, just start making something small and cute and it will escalate real quick. Love Cinnamon XX said, "You're the DIY queen I strive to be." You're so cute, thank you. What filming equipment / editing software do you use? I don't really have like the best setup. I've been collecting stuff over the years. Like whenever I have extra money, I spend it on video equipment. The camera I film on is the Canon G7X, and then for my microphone, the one I'm using right now is just a Rode. In Danish it's called Rød, and it means red. I don't know what the heck they were thinking when they made that name. Aren't they Australian or something? Anyways, if I'm walking around and need to catch my voice, I use the DJI microphone. Girl, I don't know. I'm not really that strong in like audio, and also like my audio is kind of shit sometimes. I'm still learning, but that is what I use. And then for editing, I use Final Cut Pro, and I use that one because it's just a one-time payment. I don't have to have a subscription like the Adobe, what's that one called? Premiere Pro. I always forget the name of that one for some reason. I love Final Cut. I wouldn't change it for the world. This is really funny. I laughed a lot when I saw it. Martin Chung is my friend. I know him in real life. Any new allergies in this upcoming patch? Yeah, actually, if you don't know, I have like a shit ton of food allergies. Like most fruit or vegetables I can't eat, and I can't eat nuts either. These nuts, what? I kind of procure more allergies each season. I can't eat watermelon anymore. That's so annoying. I love watermelon. All the good fruits, I can only eat bananas. Is that the only thing? I think that genuinely might be the only fruit I can eat. Oh, and the oranges. So that's amazing, I guess. Ooh, actually, and ironically, pineapple. I'm not one of those people. Obia? Sorry, girl. Also, by the way, if I'm misgendering people, girl is gender neutral. We will What's my favorite color and my favorite show? My favorite color this past year or two has been like this wine red color. At heart I will always be a blue girl, but I don't really wear blue that much and I don't have it in my decor. I like warmer colors just because it's cozy, but I don't know. Blue is just might be the best color. Favorite show? Very hard question for me. It's a really hard question. I think I'll name a couple. Rick and Morty, I've watched that show like so many times. I don't know, like 10 plus times. The same goes for The Office, Parks and Recreation. I love Bob's Burgers, but it's just a nice comfort show. That's like my favorite genre of TV, comfort shows. Oh my god, The Thrilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix. It's so Netflix coded, like it's kind of bad, but I love it so much. In that same vein, The Order, such a good show, got cancelled for no reason. I used to really love How I Met Your Mother, but I just my frontal lobe is like almost developed now, and the misogyny in that show, it's kind of hard for me to look at. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a great show. New Girl, how could I forget New Girl? That's one of my favorite shows for sure. What We Do in the Shadows, that might actually be my answer. I think that's my answer. Disenchantment is so good. Oh, and it's a little bit gay too. Speaking of Adventure Time, cue me crying. They let them be gay on a kid show. Also watching Wednesday right now. So good. I watched season 1 like maybe 6 or 7 times. It is not that good, but it's spooky and I love it. I wish it could be fall year round. Is that too much to ask? Okay, The Silent Night. Hello, dude. You wanna know when my birthday is? It's so soon actually. It's October 14th. So yeah, obviously fall is my favorite time of year because my birthday. What the hell? I don't know, I feel like most people who know me would say that I'm like the embodiment of sunshine. People think I'm a very happy person, which I am. I have a lot of energy, but I think the whole melancholy thing, people don't really realize. The rain and the fog is my favorite weather. I love being like a bear in the winter with candles everywhere. That one's almost gone. That's how long I've been yapping. Again, I explained this so bad. What I was trying to say is that I really enjoy things that people generally will think is sad, like hanging out alone in a dark room. And when I said like a bear, I meant hibernation. My friend just sent me it. Yeah. My friend just sent me a TikTok. Fuck it out. That's not the one. About neurodivergent people, how the nervous system slows down on rainy days and there's finally quiet. Like I feel like it's the only time that I can recharge and rest and feel at home, which sounds sad. I love my apartment any time of the year, but I feel most at home in my own body and in my house during the winter months. I also used to get reverse winter depression. I used to get reverse winter depression. Snack. Yeah, I used to get reverse winter depression. I can't speak. And now I feel good all year, but I do feel way better during. I love fall, okay, and winter, Christmas. I'm actually gonna cry. How tall am I? I'm 5'5". I don't know why I had to think that much. What are things that make me happy? Making YouTube videos sounds super cheesy, but it's just true. Making other people happy makes me extremely happy. But then on the other side, I love being alone and makes me very happy when I'm just like alone in my room and I get to watch YouTube videos or comfort shows and draw in my sketchbook or journaling. I never freaking journal, but I love it when I do, or do a little bit of spell work, you know what I'm saying. My favorite music and my favorite food actually also Blue Star Preciado. I'm embarrassing myself, it's okay. Ask me about my go-to songs at the moment as well. In general, the music I listen to the most is rap music and then alternative music in general, but like a little bit punk-ish, alt rock for rappers. I really like Jiddy, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, kind of, you know, the holy trinity. I'm a basic bitch, what can I say? Brockhampton, I love Brockhampton. Some of my favorite bands and artists are the Black Keys, Sir Chloe, girl. Dominic Fike also just put out a good album, which like I didn't really want to like it because of the whole Hunter Schafer thing, but I do. I really like it. Especially the songs One Glass, David Leon, Epilogue, Still Feel It. Those are the songs that I'm kind of listening to right now. Also, my sister just put out a song that's really good. It isn't Danish, but if you want to listen to it, it's I'll put it right here because like there's no way you'll be able to spell it from me saying it. Oh yeah, Pusha T's new album, also really good. I usually make a playlist every season. For example, for summer I will have all the songs that I listen to for summer, but then when it goes over to fall I will only bring the songs into the next playlist that I'm not sick of yet. Like some of these songs have been on rotation for around a year actually. So yeah, that way I always kind of have fresh music and I only listen to the songs that I really like. And then at the end of the year I will put like all of the seasons into one like full year playlist, so I kind of do my own Spotify Wrapped in a way. But sometimes their algorithm is just like bad, and then I also have it in order of like the start of the year and then down to the end of the year, right? So yeah, if you're curious, I will link my Spotify down below and you can go listen to all of my playlists and yeah, what kind of music I listen to. A lot of my playlists are actually private because I used to be like really weird about sharing my music because I still am, but like I grew up in a very small village and I used to be kind of the weird girl who wore weird clothes and listened to not the same music as everybody else. Still do. I used to only listen to Arctic Monkeys, The Neighborhood, and Lana Del Rey, and nobody, I promise you, nobody knew who they were because I'm from freaking Denmark in a village with 500 people. So yeah, I think because people used to think I was so weird, I kind of like in protest wanted to be more weird and like I didn't want anybody to have kind of what I had. So then when we got older and they started to realize that some of the stuff that I like is actually really cool. Guys, I just got really territorial over it, but I'm over it now, so I'll go unprivate my playlist and then you guys can listen to my music. Also, I definitely have found my people with you guys, which I love. It's just so nice, you know, this little community that we have. It makes me very, very happy. That's something that makes me happy. There you go. My favorite food. Oh, I have a basic answer, like sushi probably, or my dad's pancakes. Oh, maybe I should do a video of like making Danish food. That would be fun. No shade to everybody else, but this is my favorite question that I have gotten. It is from LexY554. Hey girl, what's a video idea you'd love to do but would need a bigger budget than you currently have? I love that question. I am actually broke. Broke.com. I definitely spend all of the money that I have on my videos. I do have 2 answers to this. Well, okay, I have like a billion freaking answers because there's so much stuff I want to make. One thing is that I really want to make a sword. Yeah, I want to forge my own sword. And I could probably buy one for cheaper, but I don't want to buy stuff. I want to make it myself, damn. And then actually, for my second answer, I'm gonna read another question. This is Nos Man Jr. Buying land and building a house on it vid. When? My dream, it's kind of like in my 5 to 10 year plan that I want to buy a house in the middle of nowhere. It would be nice if the house was kind of falling apart, but not too much, just a little bit. Or I mean, it doesn't even have to be falling apart, it just has to be old, and then I would, you know, kind of like I'm doing now, like take it room for room and make a video about restoring or like building whatever it is that I want to build. But yeah, that's very big budget. I would have to have money to buy a house and materials to fix up the house. But more realistically and more like in the foreseeable future, I have a very good idea for my room. I just need to make a little bit of money for wood and then I'm completely redoing it. But before I do that, I'm gonna do the living room. But that'll be like really cheap, so I don't have to save up for that. Okay, I guess I'm done now. I feel like this video is gonna be like 3 hours long, but I really hope you enjoyed it. I kind of want to keep talking. I think it's because I know I have to clean my apartment, so I don't want the video to end. I'm going shopping for the Halloween video tomorrow, so you're definitely gonna want to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on that video. I think actually somebody asked me what I was making for the Halloween video. Yeah, I don't know where that comment went, but I don't think I'm gonna reveal what I'm making. I'm not gonna make a vintage clown, but it's kind of the vibe I'm gonna bring to the function. And it's gonna be like a 3-piece thing where, yeah, you'll just have to see. I'm so excited about it and I really have to rush to get it done because I have jobs. But that just means you'll be able to do it last minute as well. So that's silver linings. Share this video with your girlfriends or your boyfriends or your partners or your mom. I don't know, she might like it. Oh, by the way, somebody asked me a while ago, I'm so sorry I couldn't find the comment, but if my Instagram that I have linked is private on purpose, and it is. I post like behind the scenes stuff of making the projects that I'm making, like soft launch reveals. It's kind of like a free Patreon, so if you want to be a part of my little special club, you should go follow my Instagram that is linked down below. I also have my TikTok and my Pinterest, and then of course I will link my Spotify. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and for letting me talk your ears off. Tag me if you do this hair and post about it. Can you tell I don't want to clean my apartment? Bye!